See, most of my crew either left the state or decided to kick rocks after we had to retire, or I had to retire early. But with you, I don't know. After you met Kirk, you disappeared most of the time. Of course, I don't blame you. You quit your job. I gave you my good blessings. But before I could point my finger, at you, and I knew exactly who I was talking to, but I'm not sure nowadays. I almost feel like every time that I see you, I'm talking to someone else.
When you have been through the things that I have, that tends to happen. When you get broken and torn apart multiple times, and every time you keep thinking that it'll stop, or the person that you hope will put you back together again doesn't do that. This is what you end up with. This is what happens when you try to be a good person and you try to be there for the people that you care about, but that does not get returned back to you. You end up turning into the very thing that you the very thing that you try to run away from when you first get hit. Maybe even you end up worse than that. But you were there. You know everything that happened, so are you truly surprised?
I don't know what you've been through, honestly. And you've been through a lot as far as I've heard. The only things I hear about you, except for the things that you tell me directly, is just rumors and curse words. I can't tell how many times I've heard, before when you were working at the saloon, that you're a wonderful person. People like to talk to you. You know, you were, you know, of course you had the people that were fond of you as well. Only came down to talk to this this red-headed lady with a bit too tight dress. But right now, there's so many words that have been used against you. There isn't any kind of dictionary that can keep all those words. And even more curse words in my vocabulary. No. So, I do understand that things have changed you, that you've been taken advantage of, and that you, perhaps even to this day, you keep a bad company. Perhaps it's something that you cannot change. Something that you might not want to. And even though I try not to care, see that whatever Delilah or this Miss Mackenzie is far gone, so at least from my memory. I don't know. Every time I hear someone calling Miss Delilah, it's just a bloodthirsty whore that sleeps with anybody as long as she can ride with them. It's not pleasant. And by this point, I don't know if they're telling the truth or if it's just a damn rumor.
Sorry to say, Nathan, but that is the goddamn truth. You say you try to pretend that you don't care, but don't try and tell me that you did. As if it was anything more than you were just my boss. You felt like you had some kind of responsibility over me because I worked under your roof. That was it. Because if there was anything more than that, then you're shit at showing it.
Appreciation has never been my strong suit. Apologize that I do not tell you that I care. I do not take you into my arms in hugs or tell you how proud I am of you, but I sure as hell stepped up when Will tried to kill you. If I didn't have the slightest of hope that you, Delilah Mackenzie, that I remember still lingering inside of you, I would just let him kill you. That hope hasn't disappeared. Because you're yet to prove me wrong.
You helped me from Will because you like to think that old Delilah that you knew is still in me somewhere. She's gone. She has been gone a very long time. So you should have let Will just fucking shoot me there. Because she is not coming back. If she comes back, then I die. Because the person that she was the reason everything happened to her. She was weak. She was She was stupid.
Mind if I help you?
Looking to get some work done on a weapon.
How's it going?
Sure.
Is now a bad time?
You know, use my tools.
Okay. Sure thing.
I'll be right back.
It's not even worth the fucking conversation anyway.
You can certainly convince yourself of that.
Tell me then, what do you know? What do you know that happened to that little precious Delilah? That made her into this cruel, bloodthirsty person? What do you know?
I know I lost her. And I keep hoping that she'll come back.
You want to know what happened? With Bedlam and Monica. Mordecai took me outside of the saloon in Armadillo. He fell in love with me. And obviously I was with Kirk, so we kicked him to the side. Turns out he was working for the fucking Jolly Rogers as a spy. So obviously they kicked him out. He had nowhere to go. So he went crazy. And he thought that if he couldn't have me, then no one could. So he took me straight in front of Kirk, in the middle of town, outside the telegram office. And he rode me to this cave by these train tracks, and then it was dark, and it was cold, and it was small, and he kept me in there for days, for weeks, without ever seeing the sunlight. And because he was so cruel, and he wanted to make sure that if I didn't die, and if I somehow made it out, then Kirk would still not be able to have what he wanted. So he took my fucking ring finger off. I made it out. But he found me again and fucking shot me down in the dirt.
Have a fine evening, thank you.
And because of that, fucking bastard caught me straight in the goddamn lung. Which is why I am pretty much a dead fucking woman walking. Because every time that I get shot, or I run too fast, or I get hit too hard, I could drown on my own blood. because the wound just cannot be fixed. And that's just perfect, ain't it? Because it's so symbolic of me, because I can't get patched up again. This is it. This is it. When you take something and you put it apart time and time again, you try to stick it together again, you try to put it back, but it's never quite the same, is it? And sometimes things get put back in the wrong way. But no matter how hard you try, it will never be like it was. So you're only left with two things. You can toss it away. You can bury it. Throw it in the trash because it's no longer useful. Or you can show people that no matter what, you still work and you still kick back even stronger than people thought. But then, having said that, I still can't go into a small fucking space without thinking that I'm back in that cave again. You know, that happened the first time I got caught. After all that time, when I telegrammed you saying how nice the sister card cards were to me, and that it was like a little holiday for myself. That was. They knew what had happened because they had read the reports, and you know what they did. They they stuck me in a hole, buried deep in the fucking ground, and they kept me in there nearly every goddamn day. And each time they would let me out just a little bit longer than the last, and I would think that, alright, they've had their fun, this is it. But no. They just kept laughing at me. That is why I am like the way that I am, because I will not be seen as a weakness anymore. I will not. I will rather the world see that I am bloodthirsty, a murderer, a torturer, a whore, anything, as long as it is not weak. I will not be that again.
Okay. If that is what you want. I will accept your words, your meanings. I understand that you don't want to be portrayed as weak. To be this strong, be powerful, be bloodthirsty, take every advantage. But is that really you?
Yes, it is. I have stopped caring for other lives except for my own. Because no one gives a damn about mine anymore. So that means I'm free to do as I wish. I will kill people. I will hurt people. In whatever way I fucking feel like. And I will have no remorse for it. No regret. I simply do not give a damn anymore.
You keep telling yourself that you're alone. Perhaps even convince yourself that you are. That everybody's against you, that every person that you talk to has a different motive, trying to break you down, and that's what makes you blind. You fight, you scratch, you bite in the dark, not even to realize that you're not fighting anybody. You're just convinced that there are a threat. You've had a lot of hardships, Delilah. Like I said, I cannot pretend to know what you've been through, what you're going through. Oh, hell, what you are going to be going through. What would Kirk say about this?
Kirk would be proud of me that I am no longer the sad thing that he dragged along. I think I'm finally the person that he wanted me to be. It's a shame that he's fucking dead. All it took was losing him and then losing Maggie. Losing everything that I had a reason to fight for. That's all it took. So I hope wherever that fucking bastard is, he finally got what he wanted out of me. It's just a shame that he can't. That it is too late for me to be of any actual use to him.
You let him win. You gave in.
Or I simply refuse to die.
I don't think it was his goal. Just to kill you. Mordecai wanted you to be this empty shell that can't be controlled out of the amount of trauma and kicks he gives. He kicks you in one way, you follow the direction. Even when he's not here. And I don't know all about your backstory, your family, where you came from. And I didn't know who Maggie was, but I sure as hell understand that she wouldn't like this. Mordecai win. And you stop fighting.
You're wrong. You're wrong. That ain't true. You're wrong.
And I think you do know, deep down, the creature you became is his own. The only thing that would put you in place and keep you a weakness was that cage, that small little cave. But once you were out, you were a wild animal like you are now. And you tear down everything in your path for your own moral compass that Mordecai invented. So I wonder, what would Maggie say when you eventually die? And you have to face her with your back straightened. Explain every choice that you made. What would she do? Sit there and cry?
Perhaps she would. Perhaps she would see that I'm no longer someone that she recognizes. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe she is better off being dead than seeing the person that her mother has become. Shoot, I wonder what my whole goddamn family would think. Poor stupid Delilah. When the wrong daughter survived. When the perfect one died. I wonder if they'd be afraid of me now, as I once was of them. You see, this stone started rolling a very, very long time ago, of me becoming the way that I am now. It has only just been pushed down faster and faster by people. This was always going to happen. It was set. It was set the moment that I was born, that this was who I would become. For my own mother's mistake. All the way to my own fucking sister dying. When they wished it was me instead. This was always going to happen, Nathan. This was always going to happen. There was no stopping it. There was no thinking that innocent person was going to stay like that. If it wasn't Kirk, it would have been someone else. But we would have always, no matter what path we would have taken, we would have ended up here. With me the way that I am right now.
I guess they were right. You are far gone. Perhaps created by Mordecai's, shaped like Mordecai's clay, but also
Is there a goddamn doctor in this bitch? It's alright, just close your eyes.
no, I don't see this person who you tried to explain, who you convince yourself you are. The only thing I see is an animal pushed into a corner.
Oh, sorry, don't mind me. Look at the P on the letter there.
Scratching and biting and roaring even though it knows it's starving.
Go ahead. All right.
I hope one day you will change your mind, that you will see reason, whatever that might be. And if you pass away before that happens, then God rest your soul. And God help you. Because you're gonna need it.
There is no God. Because if he was somewhere up there, he would have actually helped me when I fucking needed it. It is now everyone else who dares to cross my path that will need it. But don't worry, I don't plan on dying anytime soon, Nathan. I will go out in a blaze of fucking glory. And if my hands are stained with blood, well, even better. If you think there is any sort of redemption for me, or any kind of way of me coming back, then you are a fool.
then I might as well be. I have a feeling that one day I will be an obstacle in your path. I don't even feel it, I know I will. That is the time that you make your decision. That is the only time that you can convince me or to prove me wrong. But until then, I will still not see you anything more than a lost pup. Beaten and damaged, but still lost. And if you shoot me over all this, then by all means. But I hope that decision was well made. And don't hesitate.
If that time ever does come, I will grant you one promise. I will be sure to make it quick. But let's hope it doesn't come to that, right? Because I really don't give a shit about a lot of people. Do you know what? I actually don't give a shit about anyone. But you, maybe a little bit. Which is why I will put you out of your misery quickly if it comes to it.
Good.
I only hope that you would do the same for me. Of course. Make it short and sweet.
We'll see who you are first.
Yeah, we will.
But before you go, I do care about you. Even through all this. Just If you don't do it for yourself, at least do it for me. Just whatever choice you make, just make it out of you. Because if I'm ever killed or shot or I'm looking down a barrel and you're holding that gun, the last thing I want is to see a stranger. Just think about it.
I meant what I said in that telegram that I sent you. I don't. The last person I want to be putting in the ground is someone that I wish my dad was more like. It's the last person I want to put in the ground. So if you can avoid it, being in that situation, then so will I. That doesn't mean that I will not do what needs to be done. It will just fucking suck doing it.
Goodbye, Delilah.
No, sorry.